Ukraine just received exactly what it needs to fight back against Russia's relentless aerial onslaught, and this game-changing announcement could completely transform the battlefield. On February 3, 2026, Sweden and Denmark dropped a bombshell that has sent shockwaves through the defense community, and what they're giving Ukraine is nothing short of extraordinary. We're talking about a massive €245 million air defense package that will allow Ukraine to build an entirely new battalion dedicated to shooting down Russian missiles and drones. But here's where it gets absolutely wild. And trust me, you're going to want to hear every detail of this story, because the timing of this announcement is no coincidence. If you support Ukraine in this war and want to see them succeed in defending their nation, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who care about Ukraine's fight for freedom. Now, here's what Russia definitely doesn't want you to know. Just hours before this announcement was made, Moscow launched one of its largest aerial barrages of the entire war, firing approximately 450 drones and 70 missiles at Ukrainian targets. The timing of Sweden and Denmark's response couldn't have been more defiant, and the capabilities of what they're sending will make Russian military planners lose sleep tonight. But that's not even the most shocking part of this story, because the technology behind this system was developed at what officials are calling record pace, and it was specifically designed using real battlefield lessons from Ukraine itself. Swedish Defense Minister Paul Johnson stood alongside his Danish counterpart, Troels Lund Poulsen, in Gothenburg on Tuesday and revealed the staggering details of this joint procurement. Sweden is contributing 2.1 billion kroner of the total 2.6 billion kroner package, with Denmark covering the remaining 500 million kroner. What Ukraine is getting is the Trident Mk2 mobile anti-aircraft system, manufactured by BAE Systems Bofors. And this weapon platform was built for exactly the kind of threats Ukraine faces every single day. Minister Johnson explained precisely why this system is so crucial right now. He stated that this platform can eliminate cruise missiles and take out long-range strike drones, which is exactly the capability Ukraine desperately needs due to Russia's increasing long-range strike operations. This isn't some outdated equipment being shipped off to Ukraine. This is cutting-edge technology that has been adapted and refined based on what's actually happening on the ground in this war. The situation on the ground right now is absolutely dire, and that's precisely why this announcement matters so much. Ukraine is currently experiencing the most severe electricity, heating, and water outages since Russia launched its full-scale invasion on February 24, 2022. Nearly 4 years into this brutal conflict, Russia has systematically targeted Ukraine's energy infrastructure, and the attacks have intensified dramatically in recent months. An analysis published on Monday revealed that while Russia fired fewer drones and missiles in January, those strikes still crippled critical energy facilities and left millions of Ukrainians without power during the coldest winter months. Danish Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen didn't mince words when describing Ukraine's current predicament. He stated that this contribution will strengthen Ukraine's air defense capacity, which has unfortunately been under severe pressure in recent months. The humanitarian implications cannot be overstated. Ukraine is being pushed toward the brink of a crisis, and these air defense systems represent a lifeline for millions of civilians who have been suffering through freezing temperatures without heat or electricity. What makes this announcement particularly significant is the scale of what Ukraine can now accomplish. Minister Johnson confirmed that the purchase is substantial enough for Ukraine to develop an entirely new air defense battalion if they choose to do so. This isn't just a handful of weapons being sent over. This is the foundation for a comprehensive defensive capability that will protect Ukrainian cities, critical infrastructure, and countless civilian lives. The Trident Mk2 system is designed to be mobile, which is essential given Russia's tactics of targeting fixed positions. Ukrainian forces will be able to deploy these systems where they're needed most and reposition them as threats evolve. This mobility factor cannot be understated when you consider how Russia has been systematically trying to identify and destroy Ukraine's air defense capabilities throughout this war. There's also an economic angle to this story that benefits everyone involved. Minister Janssen pointed out that this purchase doesn't just support Ukraine on the battlefield with more material, but it also strengthens Sweden's production capacity. This means that as Sweden ramps up manufacturing to fulfill this order, the country builds its own defense industrial base while simultaneously helping Ukraine survive Russia's aerial campaign. Sweden and Denmark have consistently been among the strongest supporters of Ukraine since the early days of the invasion, providing both military and humanitarian assistance. This latest commitment demonstrates that their resolve hasn't wavered, despite the war dragging into its fourth year. The fact that these two nations coordinated this joint procurement shows the level of cooperation happening among Ukraine's allies to maximize the impact of their support.